Heyo, welcome back to Mars. Last we left off, we closed off our base. We brought everything inside, sealed it up. Now we're going to look at expanding the outside and bringing some air in and cleaning this place up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find where our locker is. Here we go. Okay, so we got a locker. So temporarily, what we're going to do is set up our locker probably outside. Because we're going to need to be able to put stuff in an organized fashion. So we're going to rotate the locker, make sure it's facing the right way, and place it. Now we can put things in the locker for storage. Well, we don't need this. And our screen seems to be a little discombobulated, so let's clean that up. 4, 6. There. There, now we're much more organized. Okay, so this we can just get rid of. We don't need it. It's just wreckage. Okay, and we've cleaned up everything. It's nighttime. We don't have a lot of power, so we should look at getting some power. If I recall, inside our base, in the survival supplies, nope, not in survival supplies. There we go, portable generator. We'll grab that. Solid generator, some cable, and an area power control. The area power control is for setting up our airlock and controlling power in and out of the base. So this is empty. We don't need it anymore, so we're going to clean it up. So we'll just get our drill out and get rid of it for now. That cleans up some space. Can we clean up any more space? Well, let's set up our airlock, shall we? So we're going to need a sensor. We're going to need a console. We'll need the airlock card at some point, these other things. Let's put our pill in here for now. Grab these pipes. We can put our food and our water in here. We can grab that data disk because we're going to need it. We can grab that card because we're going to need it. We'll put these 11 cable coil in here just to make some room. Excellent. Okay, so as I said earlier, we're going to power these airlocks because we got to change the kind of airlock that they are. So to do that, we're going to have to use our welder, and our welder creates heat. Now we have nil environment in here, so that's fine. So we're going to take this door apart. And we need an angle grinder. And then we need a hand drill. Okay, and we can set this down. Oh, I think we left our plastic sheets outside. All right. We're gonna need to put that door back temporarily because I left the plastic sheets outside. So what I'll do is I'll quickly weld this up. Why is this welding torch not available? We have fuel. because I didn't turn it on. All right, so I'm gonna need to put the portable generator there, and we're gonna need plastic sheets. I think we're okay for the iron sheets. Okay, let's try this again. Take apart the door. We're going to set up so we have glass doors, but glass doors make it difficult to get wires around the outside perimeter because the glass doors have to slide open, whereas the composite doors do not. So we're going to use composite doors. Okay, and then the next step on a composite door is welding torch and plastic sheets. That's why we needed our plastic sheets. And then we need glass. So we've let a little heat in here, so we're going to turn this on and just vacuum it out while I look for my glass sheets, which should be in my construction container. And there they are. So we'll put the iron sheet there, the glass sheet there, swap that out, and it wants a crowbar and glass sheets. So we'll use the crowbar to complete the door, and then you can use the crowbar to force it open. And that way we can still get, see it's 2000 degrees in here right now, so we want to get that out. And then what we'll do is we will disassemble this door while we're at it. We're going to make some space in our inventory to be able to do that. There's the electrical hookups. We'll hook those up in a sec. Alrighty, so we're going to put those glass sheets there. We're going to get our angle grinder out. Angle grind the door. Put the iron sheet here. And then we're going to disassemble the door. And then we're going to put a composite door there. Okay, and then we'll go outside and weld this one. We need plastic sheets. We need our welder. Turn this off for now because we're just sucking air in, which we don't want. Plastic sheets. Welder. Glass sheets, crowbar. Open it up. Go inside. Close it up. Okay, set. So now it will empty this out. Okay, so instead of 2000, we got minus 46 degrees. All right, so while we're at it, let's hook up the power. Grab our clippers, grab some wires. So you just have to run power from here to the connectors. And you see now we have powered doors. Okay, are we at nil? Let's check. We are not. We're at 4 pascals, so we're still cleaning the air out. In the meantime, we have our power coming in there from that solar panel. Well, we're going to have to fix that because we can't have it coming directly in. So I'm going to have to go outside and take a look at how we set that up as soon as we clear this place out. We're almost clear. Actually, that carbon dioxide doesn't matter. So we can put that away. Let's see. Iron sheets. Oh, excuse me. And put that away. Pick that up. Pick that up. Close this. Turn that off. Open that. We can leave that here and that here because we don't need it right now. Now let's take a look at how we set the power up. So we have our main power coming down here. And we can't put our power connected directly to the other wires or we're going to get a short circuit. So we're going to put a area power control in between. Okay, so that was my lovely wife delivering some tasty snacks. Very kind of her. So in the interim, what we're going to do is we're going to put this here, and it's going to allow us to control our power into the base. We can pop it here. We can use the crowbar to open it up. We can turn it on. And now you can put a battery in here. So I can take a battery, say, out of this, put it in here, and it will charge or drain depending on if it's getting sun. And we're getting a little bit of sun right now. Not much. You can see it's red and blue. That means it's not charging because we're using too much power. Did I hook it up wrong? Because it just drained that whole battery. Let me see. Let's investigate. Power comes from there into there. Oh, because these batteries. Oh, I already have an area power control. Silly me. So we don't need that area power control. Okay, we'll just put our wire back. And now these batteries are charging. Okay, so I can put this back in here. Actually, I can't because then I need to charge it. So what I'll do is I'll put that in here for now. Turn that on. Put that in there for now. Okay, so power comes from our area power control. So what we want to do is hook up a console, which we'll put here. This will allow us to control our airlock. We're also going to need a sensor, which we can put here. We're going to need a gas sensor because it needs to read the gas in the room. We'll hook those up. There we go. Okay, and then we have a gas card, airlock card, which we can put in there. I don't really like that card, but that's the card we have for now, so we'll use it. Later we'll get an advanced airlock card. Okay, and we put that in there. Well, we're gonna need some water soon. And then we gotta label some things. So this is gonna be our labeler. You turn it on, click on the door. See the door says composite door here. When I label it, it'll change the name there. So if I close this, see it says composite door. And I'm gonna name this AL for airlock, and it's going to be external door. So see, airlock external door. This is going to be our airlock internal door. This is the one that goes on the inside. We need to name our vents. We only have one vent. We're going to need two vents. So we're going to name this airlock external vent. I wonder if you can do it just because we're not. Oh, we don't. No, we need to because we're going to have two atmospheres. The atmosphere out here and the atmosphere in here. So we'll not automate the airlock just yet because we're going to need another vent. So I can evacuate this air. I can open this door. I don't think we have another active vent, so we're going to have to make one. And to make one of those, we're going to have to, let me just triple check our supplies here. No vent, no. Okay, well, we're going to need to get some water. So let's grab our water bottle and open our helmet and drink. Okay, we're no longer using that water bottle, so we're going to need another one. Okay, so now we've consumed some water. We have an old cereal bar here, so might as well eat that. Apparently we're out of power in our suit. That's no good. Oh, we're almost out of oxygen. Where's our oxygen container? There's our oxygen container. So we're going to take our oxygen bottle and we're going to put it in here. Which will give us some oxygen. And then we're going to open our waste tank and release that gases that are in here in the waste tank into this room. Because we're going to keep those gases for later. Okay, so we're going to need to make see, we're getting a little low on power here. Let's see, I should have, there it is, 0%. I gotta charge that guy up. Oops. This guy I gotta put here. So what I'm gonna do is set up the outside power. So I need to, oh, we don't have a vent. Oh, that's annoying. All right, we're gonna have to think outside the box here. I don't have an internal vent, so we're gonna waste this air, unfortunately, because we don't have an active vent. It is what it is. So we're gonna need to make one. First, we need to solve our power problem. So to solve the power problem, what we're gonna do is our power comes in from there. We're going to see if we can set this up here. So you get a base, which you can put, look at that right there. Then you can open your portable power kit. You put it on the base. Use a wrench to attach it. And then this canister has fuel in it. You put it in there. Take that wire, connect it to here, and then here. And now that will turn on the switch and it will generate power. Okay, so we're gonna get some power. Now, we need to make a hydraulic pipe bender because we need to make an active vent. So let's see what we need to make a hydraulic pipe bender. Oh, we have all the stuff we need. So let's make one. So now we're putting power. You can see this is charging, power's going up. That's a good thing because we're low on power. Later on, we'll be able to get, well, we have this fuel tank here, for example, so we can hook up a utility to there, transfer the fuel from there to that canister, put that canister in there until we run out of fuel, and later we can get ices to make more fuel. While we're waiting for that to make that, I'm just going to mine some more iron. It happens to be right here. And you can always use iron. Now I noticed we were a little short on gold. So eventually we're gonna go, oh, look at that, find some gold. Ta-da! We found gold. Gold comes in a little slower than the other common minerals. So you have to find more of it in order to get the same yield. Okay, let's go see if our pipe bender is ready. Well, there's some silver. We'll need that later. Holy moly, it's taking forever. Alright, well, let's take some gold. Put it in here, turn this on, and get that smelting. Power. Oh, we're doing well on power. Yep, they're slowly charging. How much fuel did we use up? Oh, only 1,000. We're still doing okay for fuel. Well, there's a little more gold. I hate to dig big holes like this right near my base, but I can always fill them in later with a thing called a terrain manipulator, which you can build later. Or you can just build over top of them with frames and it'll be fine. Let's get some of this. This is called oxide. So it's a mixture of pure oxygen and a little bit of nitrogen. So later on, when we want to pressurize our room, you can just let that melt, or you can use a thing called an ice crusher to store the oxygen and the nitrogen. Very handy. And you can use it to make fuel as well. Is our bender done? It is. So we're going to set up our bender. And we can set that. We don't want it too close because we don't want them to pop things into each other. Okay. Our gold's done there. Good. Let's make an electronics printer too while we're at it, because we're going to need one of those. By pressing this arrow, see, it's making an electronics printer right now, and it'll keep printing electronics printers until it runs out of material. Or if you hit this button, now it's cycled to the next thing, and it won't print it until you activate it. So that's how you can print just one thing. Let's get this iron going. What do we need for this fella? Let's take a look. Screwdriver. So we're going to need 2 iron sheets, which I have right here. And I know we need the welder for that. Incidentally, the welder uses the same fuel as that. So if you run out of fuel, you can always refill your canister with that fuel. Cable coil. Yeah, he doesn't like to put that stuff there. And then put the welder back and switch it for plastic sheets. Okay, and then we finish with the screwdriver. Okay, and we can put these here. These here. We'll put those later. This is what's called a solid fuel generator. Now our power is all coming in from that line. And I believe if I want to put down a solid fuel generator, see how it's ready? It requires a frame. So I need a frame to put this down. Now the problem, oh, I've run cable there, but I don't think that was permanent cable. No, I think I can get rid of that cable. So I will. What I'll do is I will put that there. And then if I need to get power out, I can put it there. This will allow me to get power in by hooking cable here. And I can put my solid fuel generator down here because this is a frame. And this is just another way to get power. So this basically takes coal. You put coal in there, you turn it on, you hook this part up, and now you can get more power, which we're going to need. Okay, so we don't have any coal. We have to go mine that. We'll get some coal later. We're done with this. Yes. Okay, we needed a vent. So we can turn that on. I know a vent needs iron. Oh, we also need power for this fella. So let's get some power going. Oh, I think when you connect power, it interrupts the build. So our electronics printer stopped building because I was screwing around with the power. So that's kind of my fault. I forgot about that little trick. So we need an active vent, gold and copper, which is in the other machine, but we also need a passive vent. So we'll print one passive vent. We have to wait for this guy to be done. Here's our passive vent. I can find any gold and copper while I'm waiting. Let's go have a peek. So that's iron. Gotta be careful, because once you get far from the base, like, it doesn't take long, and then you can't see anything. So you want to go out at nighttime. There's a thing called a tracker that you can use to track your location with a tracking chip, so you can't get lost, because I have gotten lost. Oh, here's some copper. Oh, and some coal. Excellent. So I'll get the coal, because we can use that to make steel, which is an alloy. But we can also use it as a power source in the solid fuel generator. I just need a little copper. That should be enough to make the active vent. So that's why we were digging before. That's why you don't want to dig around your base. Okay, so if I take this gold and I put it in here, that'll make a little bit of gold. How much do we need for an active vent? Oh, we only need one gold, so that's perfect. Okay, so we'll just wait till that's done. Should be done soon. And then we can put the copper in. And I'll show you. So this is our... how are we doing for power? Okay, so we're fully charged on that guy. Oh, they're both fully charged. Good timing. Okay, so we don't need to charge up any more power, so we can just put our coal in here. But you put your coal in there, you turn on that switch, and that'll generate power. Okay, so we're good for power now. So, oh, we're done that. So we can turn that off. Just turn that off briefly, just to get enough copper to build our active vent. We only need one of those. There's our electronics printer. We can set that up. That'll help you print wires and stuff. Okay, and then same process as the other devices. Iron sheets. Cable coil. Plastic sheets. Screwdriver. Then we can put our coils in our hand, grab our clippers. We're not making anything out of that or that, so we can wire this up. We can use that to make more wires because we're running out. Okay, how are we doing for power? Okay, so we're pretty good for power. The sun's coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off so we save power. Now, to take advantage of the sun, we want to use solar panels. Oh, that's good. Look at all that stuff over there. That's important. It's much easier when you can see with the sun. What do we need for solar panels? Gold, copper, and steel. We don't have steel. So to make steel, we need a furnace. Do we have enough stuff to make a furnace? We need more iron for the furnace. So we need 20 more grams. Oh, we got 42 iron in there. So let's pick up this active vent and check that. Grab that iron, put it in there. Let's start making a furnace. So we'll turn that on, click that button. This we can put in here for now in case a storm comes along. We don't want it to blow away. Same with that. Might as well cook up this iron while we're waiting. And the reason that we made those vents is because we have to put a vent in here to be able to suck the air in and out. Like so here, just to do the inside, so we can save our precious oxygen. So what we do is we're going to put that like so. There's our pipe. Oops. Rotate it around. We're going to have to get power to that vent, which should be easy enough. Okay, and then we just got to put a vent on the inside. So we can close this, turn this on, get rid of the Martian atmosphere, turn it off, open this, go in here, and use our passive vent on the inside, which will allow us to exchange the air from in here to blow it from in here. So we have like good air in here now. We close this door. I can set this on inward and it will clear out the air from in here back into there. What do we have for air in here? Oxygen and carbon. So that's good. Okay, those are things that we want. So now that we have our vents all hooked up, we need to rename this one. We called this one, if I recall, AL exterior vent. So we're going to call this AL. And you'll see why I put the AL in a second. Because what you need to do is turn on your... You know what I might do? Because I don't like the basic card. I'm going to see if I can make an advanced airlock. Iron, gold, and copper. Well, we know where we have all that stuff. Weren't we making something here? Furnace. Alright, well, I need my iron just for a sec. I don't know what happened to our furnace. Oh, I bet you I connected some wires. Iron, gold. Copper. Won't take long to make an advanced airlock. Okay, and then we can eject that. Of course, you have to close it up first. I'm just going to put all of my materials in the one machine so I can keep count of how many materials I have. All right, now we wanted to build, oops, yeah, a furnace. I don't have enough copper. Okay, there's my copper. Okay, building a furnace, clicking that. So it takes a long time to build a furnace. Hopefully I can stop connecting wires and then that'll continue, allow it to be built. Okay, so we're going to take out the old card. I'm going to take the glass off. I'm just going to switch this card, the airlock, for the advanced airlock because it has more functionality. And now we should have everything labeled. We've got our exterior door. Oh, I would like to label this vent or this sensor because we might have other sensors. So I want to know what sensor this is. So if I put AL gas sensor, now it shows me that it's the airlock sensor. So if I turn this on, there's an error in configuration, but I have to put my chip in the other side. See, it's the old floppy disk. Now you see it shows on the menu all of the things that are on that circuit. The interior vent here, the exterior vent there, the interior door there, the exterior door here, and then the gas sensor. So what you need to do is click on these white lines, and you need to activate them to tell the computer that you're using those devices in this airlock. So we're going to click, for example, the gas sensor. Now you see it turns green. It's now selected this sensor. When you're picking your doors and your vents, you want to start with the exterior. See, they're all labeled exterior. As soon as I pick one as exterior, it will turn the other one into an interior because they're both doors. So that's why I named this exterior door, so I know to click this to make it my exterior door. When I click this, you'll see this interior door will turn to interior. Now, you can see my exterior door. I can open, I can close it free because it's not attached to this console yet. As soon as I click this button, it is now locked. I cannot use the door anymore because it's slaved to this device. And you can see it switched this from exterior to interior. So now I can tell it that this is my interior door. This I'm telling it that's my exterior. This is my interior. So when I click this, it is now locked and I cannot use it and it is slave to the device. Same for the vents. Pick my exterior vent. I can switch these buttons any way I want. As soon as I click exterior, it is now locked because it's slave to that device, and it turns that exterior into an interior, telling the machine this is my interior vent, this is my exterior vent, and that sets it all up. Now I'm going to set these pressures to 0 so that it opens and closes the door faster. There will be a rush of air because I am not allowing it to pressurize properly, but it's in the interest of time. So when I take this chip out, we are all set. No longer says error. So now I have 2 kilopascals of Martian air in here. I don't want it in here. When I click this, it will shut the door. It turns on this vent automatically, sucks out, and then opens this door. And now we have set up our airlock. So I can no longer screw it up and suck in the wrong kind of air. In here, we have 25 degrees Celsius air, and we have oxygen and carbon dioxide. If I drop this on the floor, you can see it begins to melt and releases oxygen and nitrogen into the atmosphere and increases the pressure. It's cold, it's ice, so it lowers the temperature. But eventually that sun will come up, it will heat up this room. We need to have at least 20 kilopascals to breathe. So if I open my helmet now, you can see I can now breathe because we have 20 kilopascals of air, of pressured gas in here. And we have more oxygen than carbon dioxide and nitrogen. If we had a lesser amount of oxygen, what some people call a partial pressure, we would not fare well. Now, for plants, you need 50 kilopascals. So I'm going to drop the rest in here, and hopefully that'll bring it up somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 kilopascals. Now I can eat and drink in here without having to rush, because I have pressurized this interior base. And the purpose of that, where's my food? The purpose of that is so that we can live in here and raise plants and then grow food. And the food and plants make oxygen, which help us breathe. So we're moving along. Now, what do we got? We got up to 44. So I'm going to go get some more oxide. I could use this, but I want to save that for my own personal. So I close my vent. I can click here, I can click here, or I can click here. It will cycle the airlock. Now you see we have 44 kilopascals of base air inside this airlock. When I click this button, it's going to suck it out here with this vent and put it back inside and save my precious air. And then create a vacuum and then allow the Martian air in here, which we're saving. Okay, so how is our power doing? Okay, we're getting low on power on that one, so this is a good time to show you. I turn this on and you can see now we're charging, and that will charge up that battery quite well, actually. You can see how quickly it's charging. So while that's doing that, I remember seeing, actually I don't need some of these things, so I'm just going to put them in here for now to get them out of my inventory. Okay, good. What I do need is my mining drill. Oh, actually, I want to show you, since we're here, how are we doing on power? Okay, good. The tracking beacon. that I was speaking of earlier. This device here is a tracking beacon. You can pick it up, you can put it down here, you can turn it on, but you need the tracking card in your tablet. So if you open up your tablet, you can see there is a battery and a card. Somewhere, I think over here, we have a tracker. So I take that tracking cartridge and I can swap out my analyzer cartridge. And now when I open this up, see, it has tracking, but it doesn't see the beacon because I haven't turned the beacon on. Turn it on. Look at that. It tells me the direction of the beacon and the distance I am. So you cannot get lost. The only problem is if that runs out of battery, you're in big trouble. Do we have any more batteries? I don't believe we do. Oh, we do. In here. But I don't want to take all the other stuff out to get to that. That's fine. So now we can close this. Have a look at our power, 66%, not bad. Oxygen's good, not too much in our waste tank. Filters are good. Okay, now one thing that we need, oh, there's our furnace. We'll build that in a minute. One thing we need to be aware of. When you put your oxide in the atmosphere in that base, you create nitrogen in the air. And then when I open my suit, I allow nitrogen into my suit. What's going to happen is eventually that nitrogen will fill up and cause me to die because we cannot breathe nitrogen. So if I create a nitrogen filter and I put that in my suit in place of a carbon dioxide filter, now my suit will filter out the nitrogen and I won't die. So that's an important safety tip. Now I recall over this way, well, we saw some iron here, so we might as well get it. And we don't really have to worry about getting lost because if we look at our tracker chip, it tells us where we are. If you didn't have that, then you need to worry about getting lost. Because I will go away from the base and you won't be too far away and you will not be able to see anything. So let's get it. We want to make steel. So to make steel, that is one of our early alloys. An alloy is a combination of two or more base metals at a certain percentage or recipe. And if you press F1, pause the menu, you can type steel in here. It brings up your Stationpedia, and you want to look at the ingot. That's what we want to make, an ingot of steel. And it will give you all the information. So it shows that it can be made in a furnace by smelting iron ore and coal at a ratio of 3:1. So if you scroll down, that shows you that you need 75 iron to 25 carbon, or 3:1. So 150 to 50, or 300 to 50. Yeah, that'd be 300 iron and 50 carbon. No, 150 iron, 50 carbon. And then that will make steel. So that's what we need, 3:1 ratio. So what we're going to do is we're going to get 3 full stacks of iron. And that will give us 150 iron. Then we need to find a stack of coal because we want that 3:1 ratio, of course. Now I said you always need iron. So we're going to get, as long as there's iron showing up here, we're going to keep getting it because we're going to use 3 stacks to make steel, but we're going to need iron for other things. So we might as well get some more iron while we're here. As long as it shows up, I'll keep grabbing it. Okay. That's pretty good. We got an extra stack. Let's go see if we can find some. Well, we're going to need copper as well. Copper is what you use to make wires. And we're getting low on wires, and everything in the base needs wires to be able to talk to each other. So let's grab some copper while we're here. Well, I don't see any more copper there. This is nitrice. It is nitrous oxide. It's very good for fuel, high pressure, but it's tricky to use. So we don't need it right now. So we'll forego gathering that at the moment. Okay, we'll get a nice stack of copper to start. Okay, there we go. Now, I told you we needed some oxide. So now, this is the trick. When you're on Mars, right now it is minus 46 degrees Celsius. So if I hold this oxide in my hand or put it in my suit, it will not melt. But as soon as you get above 0 degrees, because it's an ice, it will melt. However, that being said, it is safe if stored in your mining belt. It will never melt. So you can move this stuff into your suit safely. But if I move this into my suit, then day carry comes out, it's all going to melt. So I keep it in my mining belt. And we need to have this to A, further pressurize our base, and B, where's our base? Our base is over there. So I saw in this direction away from our base on the hill, some pink stuff. This pink stuff is important. This is volatiles. So when you mix volatiles with oxide, oh look, there's coal, we needed that. When you mix volatiles with oxide at a 2-to-1 ratio, you create fuel. And fuel is what burns in the furnace, and it is what burns in our power generator, our liquid fuel generator, and it is what burns in our welding torch. Later you can make an electrical welding torch, which uses no fuel and creates way less heat. So we just want to get a full stack of coal here so we can get our 3-to-1 ratio for steel. I don't know if we're going to have any more coal in this location though. Oh, there's a little bit. 26. Halfway there. Nope, I don't see any more coal here. Grab this little bit of copper while it's handy. Okay, now we're just gonna run around. Now it's nighttime, so you can't see very far. So you kind of just have to run around, casting about visually to see if you can find yourself some coal. It's obviously easier in daytime. Oh, no, that's oxide. We need more of that though. Let's pressurize our base. We need some oxide for fuel for the furnace that we're going to build. We also need some oxide to get our base up to 50 because we need 50 kilopascals to healthily grow plants. Okay, there's some more iron. What's this? Ah, water ice. So if you want to make water, you need water ice. You can make water other ways. On this planet, this is the easiest way to make water. We don't need a whole bunch right now because we have a whole bunch of water back at the base. This, however, we can use. It is silicone. So we're going to grab some silicone. This is what you need to make insulated pipes, glass, plastic sheets, various things. It's another base material. Okay, so while I'm doing this, we notice quickly the sun is coming up. That's good, because we need to finish getting our coal. So I'll wait for the sun to come up a little more. I'm going to grab this silicone. There's our base. I can use the sunlight to spot, you guessed it, coal. Because we need to get a full stack. Okay. Here we are. Getting close. All right, we have a full stack. This we'll just pick up. Actually, what I can do is mine a little bit more because we might need it for power. Just pick it up manually. This I can put here. Yeah, I'll just mine this manually. Just so we have a little for our power. All right, we can head back to our base. Put our drill away. Take note, in this direction, we have more coal, we have more water ice, we have oxide. So just kind of, oh yeah, I remember that's there later. Silver, we'll need that later for our next alloy. Okay, so here we are back at base. How are we doing for power? Okay, we're going to turn this off. We're going to take this battery and we're going to put it in the battery charger. Oh, we're getting low on power, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put that in there, put that in there. We're discharging, so I'm going to turn this guy on and put a little bit of coal in there just to charge up. Okay, good. That's charging up, so that should charge this guy up. Good. Yep, that's fully charged. That's charging. That's good enough for now. We don't want to waste our coal. Oh, that's because I had this guy on while we were waiting. What a waste of power. All right, now, we built a furnace. Let's take a look at the furnace. This is your furnace kit. You turn it on, and you can see there's a whole bunch of arrows and pipes and holes, and I'll explain what it all means. The best way to rotate your furnace, you can press C, and it just randomly rotates it. Or you can use the rotate left, right button, delete page down. So if I hit delete, it will rotate it left to right. See, it rotates on an axis. And that's the front of the furnace, believe it or not. This is the back of the furnace. That's the, like a side or top, depending on your point of view. And we want to rotate it now right to left. So if I use insert, that rotates it right to left. So there's our furnace. So you put your ores in one side, they come out the other, and on the front are the controls. What we're going to do I have any frames? Let's see if I have any frames. I need some frames to put down my furnace. Iron frames. I have one iron frame. What's that? Oh, more iron frames. Good. Okay. And I'm going to need iron sheets, but I have some outside. I'll bring those ones with me anyway. Okay. Open this door. Still discharging. Doors use a little bit of power. And our solar panel, as you can see, is not great. We're going to make a better solar panel. So I'm going to put my furnace over here. Probably I need some room to operate, so I'll probably put it here. So I'm going to take this frame and I'm going to put it here. Might as well put some frames down beside it. I'm going to have to walk around behind it, so I'm just going to use all these frames and expand the base in this direction. Grab some iron sheets, and as you know, we need to weld those up to make them functional. Okay, so let's say I want to put my furnace here. Do I need, I'm going to need to get around here later. I don't want to pen myself in, so I'll probably put it in this square here. So if I go back to this furnace, what I can do is I can center it in the frame, and then what you can do is build a frame around it to trap the heat in. So it's a little tricky finding the right spot. I think that might work. And I can test it by, what did I do with those frames? I can put this frame here, and then I can partially build my Let me just get this out of my hands. Get that going. We're still good for power. And just to free up some space, I'm gonna put this stuff in here for now, and I can deal with it later. I can't put the ice in here because it will melt. So I gotta keep the ice in my mining belt. Okay, so I'll just pick this stuff up for now and put it there because we'll need that later. All right, so if you look at, I think it's wrench. Construct furnace. Yes, it is wrench. Okay, and then the next thing it wants is welding torch into iron sheet. So I've got iron sheet, so I put my welding torch in, turn it on, voila. Then what I can do is weld this up. And you can see I can still access the controls. Okay, so now what will happen is that will keep the heat inside while I manipulate the furnace. Otherwise, it just slowly bleeds off. Now, what I'm going to need to be able to do is access these pipes. There's my output. There's my input. At this point, I only need to worry about my output. I'm not going to feed gas in from the atmosphere or any other way. So what I can do is just connect my input to my output. Then I'm going to bring that pipe down to the ground, and I'm going to run it along the inside. Oh, it won't let you run it there, so I'll have to run it there. Because I'm going to want to be able to access the gas inside the furnace and be able to release it. So I'm going to put a valve in here so I can let the gas out of the furnace and release it into the atmosphere. Because if you get more than 60 kilopascals of pressure in your furnace, you will have a large explosion, which will not be good for you or for your base. So you need to be able to allow the pressure to release. So, do I have a valve? And how's our power? Our power is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this battery in here. I'm going to charge it up with that little bit of coal. I also need to charge my suit battery. Okay, activate our airlock. I think I have a valve in here. So instead of building a valve, do I have a valve? Maybe I don't have a valve in here. I appear to not have a valve, so I'm going to have to make one. All right, let's go make a valve. Yeah, we're charging. We want to go back outside. Valve, we need iron, which we have some. Valves are made in here. We will make one valve. I'm gonna burn up some copper here while we're waiting. Power is good. Put my valve here. Now, when the pressure in here right now, you can see it's zero, no pressure, zero temperature. There's no gas in here. Oh, here is where the output, you put your raw ore in here, it smelts inside and it gets kicked out here. If I put a frame around here, I won't be able to reach that or that. So I'm going to need to make some things called chutes. Basic chutes, they take 3 iron each. We're going to need a few, so I'll print off maybe 10 or 15 of those. Okay, power is not too bad. That's good. We are discharging. Worst comes to worst, I can always turn on that. Later, I'm going to have to make more cables. So I can take this 14 copper and put it in here because I need that copper to make cables later. All right, so chutes. They are basically straight, corner, windowed, which is 2 chutes. Junction, so you can move stuff from 2 places into one. Flip-flop, so it switches directions. Sorry, switches from one direction to the other. A chute valve, and then back to overflow. Then you have an inlet and an outlet. So we're going to start with, I think we want to go straight, and then we'll put our corner here. The reason I'm doing that is because you have to put your outlet, it sits on top. So there's our outlet. So now it will drop the ores out there. We want to be able to put ore in, so we're going to have to go probably a straight, and then a corner this way, a corner that way. I don't like that because it's in the frame. And we're going to put an inlet so we can get our ingots in. What we'll do is I'll put the inlet. Oh, yeah, that should work. Why is it not working? This is very strange. There we go. Okay, so we can throw our ores in there and they'll pop out there. So now we can weld up that frame. To weld up the frame, we're going to need our iron sheets. We get our iron sheets. We weld this up. Boom. Now we can put our ores in there. We can smelt them in there and they will come out there. Now, in order to do any of those things, though, we're going to need fuel. And the fuel that we have available to us is the volatiles and oxide that we gathered earlier. So what you can do is you can put volatiles and oxide in here. And if I look up fuel, let's see, portable gas fuel, no. Fuel is a combination of hydrogen and oxide in a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 volatiles to 1 oxide. So if I click left click on this, it opens up these little windows where you can select 1 or half. So it's now minus 46 degrees, so I'm free to move this here and it won't melt. If I did that in the daytime, it would melt. So what I want to do is put in 4 ice and 2 oxide. 1, 2. So you can see there's no pressure, no temperature in here. This is your activate button. Okay, I'm going to put in the volatiles. Nothing happens. I activate it. Now we have some pressure and temperature because the volatiles have now ignited. There's an igniter in there. That's not enough. I need to put in some oxide. Those two will combine. I activate it and you can see now we have significantly increased our pressure and we have a temperature of 1.74 kilokelvins, which is what we need. If we look here and pause, remember we wanted to make steel. We go to steel ingot and it tells you in the tier 1 furnace, you need 900 Kelvin or 627 Celsius to 100 kilokelvins or that Celsius, and 1 megapascal to 100 megapascals of pressure. That is the recipe to make steel, with the appropriate ratio. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to put the iron in here, and that temperature will drop. Watch, we're at 1.866. What I can do is I can degas this, but I'm not going to this time. This lever, if I leave that open, it'll go in here, it'll process and automatically kick out here. If I leave that lever closed, it will stay in there. So you'll see I'll put in my iron. It goes in, and here it tells you it's melting the iron. And it's showing you, okay, that now light is green. If that tells you it is completed iron ingot. I'm going to put in the second set. You can see the pressure is increasing as it off gases, and the temperature is decreasing. We need it to stay above 900 in order to make steel. Okay, so we're done that. So we're monitoring this. Still above 900, not at 60 megapascals, so we're safe. If it was getting close to 60 megapascals, we would open that and all the excess gas would leak out there if I had a cowl, which I don't. So there's no way for it to get out. So we're going to need to make a cowl. We'll make one of those. In the meantime, we'll continue with our steel. So now we have 150 iron. Following the ratio, we need to put in 50 coal. Turned red because it's now processing. It doesn't have anything that it recognizes. Our temperature is too low. That's okay, but there's a way around this. I'll show you in a second. So we cannot make steel now because our pressure fell below 900 Kelvin. So what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to have to eject the material that we put in here. Open this up and it'll come out here. Now this is a mixture of the iron and coal called a reagent. So right now I can't do anything with that. I need to put it back in the furnace to finish smelting it. But I don't have enough temperature, so I need to make more temperature. So the way that we do that is we grab a couple of volatiles, throw them in the furnace, grab one oxide, throw them in the furnace, click that button, and you can see the temperature is increasing. Now this reagent has already off-gassed its material into the furnace. And when it off-gasses, it cools the furnace. But because it's already done that, it will no longer cool the furnace. So I can just put it in. It turns back into its base components, but does not alter the temperature. So if you off-gas your stuff ahead of time, then you don't have to worry about losing the temperature. So we still see the temperature is slowly cooling due to the atmosphere, probably because these pipes are connected to the furnace and they bleed off some temperature. So you now see this is green. We have steel. It shows right there, steel. I click this, boom, steel. What's our pressure at? 12 megapascals. That's not bad. It's in its safe range, so we can leave it in there. If we wanted to relieve that pressure, we would just open that valve. Now we have our steel, and the reason we made steel, remember, was for solar panels. So we turn that in here. We look at solar. We need gold and copper. Okay, we put all of our stuff in here if I recall. So let's see how much gold and copper we have. Oh, none. How about in here? Quick check on our power situation. Not bad. A little bit of gold. There's another thing I want to make as well. There's a thing called a station battery, which is a giant battery. What that allows us to do is store the energy from there into a big battery and not to be dependent on these little guys here. So if I look up battery, kit battery, we need a little bit more gold. A little bit more gold, which we don't have right now. The sun is coming up. So why don't we make a solar panel? because we have enough of that, we can make 2 of those. No, 1 of those. Oh no, we have copper. So I can take this copper. I can put it in our hot furnace. It is well within the range to be smelted. Leave that open, and boom, we will have copper come out here. I could also do that with this iron. There's our copper. Do we have enough temperature for iron? We do. Make some iron. I can put some more copper in there. Do we have enough for silicon? Silicon's higher than iron. You need, I think, 900. We don't have enough for that. That's fine. Okay. We need to find a touch of gold. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do is quickly pop this guy up. Just to make better use of the sun. Oh, there is a solar panel. So we're going to need that. And we're going to need some glass. We've got some cables. We're going to put down another solar panel right here. Or connect our power. I believe that was a 3-way. Put a piece of glass in that. And you can see I can use my wrench to change the angle and to rotate it. I'll leave that there and it'll slowly gather power throughout the day. All right, that's going to pump that out. So while that's doing that, I'm just going to go see if I can find some more gold quickly. If I was smart, what I'll do is turn this off to save power. And I would put this back on the ground, take the small battery here, put it in there, and turn it on. Okay, we're charging. Good. We're almost out of power, so I'm just going to swap those 2 out. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly, while we have daytime, find some gold. Gold is fun to find in the daytime because it's shiny. So if you grab a little height, you can just look for anything that shines, and it's either going to be gold or silver. That's copper. Oh, see how it shines? You can spot it from a mile away. And that's what we want. So we're going to grab some gold because we need gold for our battery. What is that? Oh, that's copper. How much gold did we need? You can open up this, type in station battery. It's made from the battery kit, and you need 20 gold. So we have 26 gold. So we have enough already. Get a little extra because it's here. We're here. We're going to need more later on for stuff called heavy cables. And the reason you want heavy cables is the small cables that we're currently using can use up to 5,000 watts of electricity or energy before they pop. So things like station batteries and batteries in general will draw power till they're full, and they don't like draw it carefully unless you use a thing called a transformer. Oh, we're out of battery in our drill. However, heavy cables can withstand up to, I believe it's 500,000 watts. So they are significantly stronger and able to withstand more draw. So when you're moving electricity from, say, a solar panel to a station battery, and then from a station battery to a device, you want to control that flow of energy so you don't have any exploded cables. Because they explode in random locations unless you have a fuse on them. And it makes it difficult, especially once you start burying cables and you have cable everywhere, to find where that fuse blew or where that cable blew. So it's better to use heavy cables to avoid that. And to make heavy cables, you guessed it, you need gold. Turn off our light, it's daytime. So we need gold. Turn on our light so we can see. We have enough temperature in here to smelt some gold. So we're going to smelt our gold. Might as well smelt this copper while we're here. And let's see if we can make a battery. BAT, get battery. Yep, we can. So we will. We just need one. We've got 2 more solar panels here. We've got our glass. Let's put our solar panels up. Okay, so now we got to think about our wiring. How can we wire this efficiently? I can probably bring that across there. So I can put that solar panel there. You can see there's my power there, and on the other end is data. Later on, I'm going to want to automate the solar tracking, and I'm going to have to use data to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy down here. I don't need to be flying to do this. It's a waste of energy. And I'm going to put his big brother in his place. Just so I have the data and other ports lined up. Okay, so to match his brothers, I gotta turn him, nope, this way. And the sun comes up. I'm gonna put this guy towards where the sun comes up. I'm gonna put this guy also towards where the sun comes up. So he'll catch the morning sun. He's gonna catch the midday sun. And he's gonna catch the nighttime sun. So when the sun comes in the morning, it's going to hit here, then it's going to hit here, and when it goes down, it's going to hit there. Later on, I can automate them so that they track automatically together. That'll be the best distribution for now. And we have our battery. So we can turn this now to cable. Heavy. We need copper for that. We ran out of copper already? Holy moly. Well, that'll get us some anyway. We don't need too much, just enough to set up our basics. So where do we want to put this? Where do we want to put this? So all of our power is coming in here and down there. That all needs to be replaced with heavy cable. I think I'll put the battery there. So, no, I think I'll put the battery here. The power is going to come in the back side and it's going to come out the front. Like so. To make a battery, you need steel sheets. We don't have steel sheets right now. So what I need is my steel. So I'm going to turn that off for a sec. I'm going to collect that, get my steel out of there, put it in here, and make some steel sheets. Sheets, steel, start. Pick up my other materials, put them back in here. That should be enough steel sheets for my purposes. Put my steel back in here and continue making heavy cables. All right, so grab my steel sheets and I believe it was my welder. And then a screwdriver to finish. Voila, we have a station battery. Okay, so now this is where we got to be careful with our wiring. Oh, I'm getting low on juice. Oh, we also need some power. So let's turn on this guy here. I guess we're out of copper now. We can turn that off. All right, what we want to do is we want to replace all of this cable. What I want to do is charge my battery. Later on, I'm going to replace that with heavy cable, but for right now, I just want to get some power into this battery. So I'm going to use this fuel to fill up this as much as possible. It's faster with coal, and if I remember correctly, we told ourselves, hey, off in this direction, there was some coal. I also need copper for cables. I was certain there was some coal right around here. We need to get some food and water soon too. We have time. Aha! Just get a little bit of coal to top up our power situation. That should be enough for now. More copper would be nice. That's okay. So we're gonna hopefully have enough juice in here to do our coal, our copper, I should say. Put some coal in here. Get that going. Ah, see now? What did I tell you? All right. So we'll put that in here. And what did we do? We blew all of our cables because it drew too much power. See, there's a blown cable, there's a blown cable, there's a blown cable, there's a blown cable. So we want to replace these with heavy cables. So we're just going to take these out, get rid of the broken ones. That is our area power control input. Oh, and that's our charger, so that's fine. So what we want to do is We blew a lot of cables. So now I'm just pumping energy into nothing. I'm getting a little low on health here. We gotta work on it. Alright. That's not good. Alright, hopefully that's enough cables to reach our destination, which is this battery. Look at that. One to spare. Okay, so now we can turn that back on. Did we burn up that coal? We did not. So now I can turn this on. And you see, no cables blow up. And now we're gonna charge everything, and our solar panels are hooked up for the morning, so we're good. So the most important thing we need to do now is take care of our health and water situation. Is this on? We can turn that off. We can put that in there to charge that up. Turn this off for now. Why is that not charging? Oh, because the main battery's charging, that's why. Okay, so in here, let's get some water. That's empty. All right, we got some water. Have a snack. All right, now our health will go back up because we've now fueled up. That's doing well. Now I should move my area power control for my electrical system. Close my helmet so I don't die. Let's think this through. Okay. That is now fully charged. These are increasing in charge. What I want is this area power control to actually run off of this battery from this output here. So what I'm going to do is turn off this, and I'm going to take this battery out, turn that off, and I'm going to move this area power control. Because I want my power to come in here. I want all the power to come out of this battery. And to do that, I need more heavy cables. But I don't need those heavy cables there. can move that later. That'll give me a few more cables. I don't need a 4 there, I just need a 3. What's a 4? I guess that way. Okay, so now I can connect this to there. Open this up. Turn it on. Now it will draw power from here into here. However, this is not powered for some reason. Did I hook this up wrong? Yes. Yes, I did. Now we have power. Much better. So that will charge directly off the solar panels. This will charge off of this battery. So all the energy will now go from these 3 solar panels and that device, should I choose to use it, into this charger here, down here, yeah, and from here and into the battery here. So all of my inputs are coming into here. I really should move that charger. So what I'm going to do is disconnect that. Take that charger off the wall. I want to put it after the battery. And I'm going to put it right here. Then I'm going to put a heavy cable into there. And then put this battery in my suit because my power is critical. Put these batteries in here. Now what they'll do is draw power from there. I turn it on. This will draw power from there. It'll probably draw power from these 2 as well, but that's fine. That means this will always draw power from these 3. 13, 14, yep, it's charging. 99, 100, then it's going to discharge. Oh, no, there we go. So I can switch this guy to here, to there. This charges faster than this. Okay, and we're getting solar power. We can look and see how much solar power we're getting. Here we are getting 411 watts. Here we're getting 300, and we're obviously because of the angle of the sun. Later on, next time, we can automate this. What I might do now is, seeing as where the sun is, I might adjust these slightly. touch more, touch more. Okay, good. All right, now we have our furnace set up. You can see it's still holding temperature, slowly losing it because it's bleeding off of these pipes. You need to put insulated pipes in there to hold the heat. We have our 3 printers set up. We have a station battery. We have power coming in. We have extra power. If I want, what I could do is I can put these cables away here. Disconnect this guy. Bring him down here. Just plop him on the ground. Grab this fella. I think it's this device. Nope, it's a wrench. And what I can do is just drop this right there. Connect it with one little cable. Grab my wrench. Pick it up. Put it on here. Wrench it down. And then if I need emergency power, I've got some fuel left. 900 kilopascals. I can increase that by taking the fuel out of there. Or I could put more coal in there. And you can see all of our batteries are nicely charged. So we're in a good position. We've got power, we've got a furnace, we've got our 3 base printers, we've got some storage. We probably don't need this anymore, but we'll leave it there for now. And we have atmosphere, and remember we wanted to get to 50 kilopascals. So we can go in here, we're getting a little high in the waste tank, a little low in the oxygen. So we're gonna go in here, we can, and you see it says here we need a shower and it's affecting our mood. That will reduce or increase the amount of food that you use. So you can actually take your suit off and wander around in your uniform. So to start, let's fill up our oxygen. Oxygen full. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this. Boom. Empty that guy out. Then we're gonna take our suit off. Okay, suit's off. So now this will help clear up. We're gonna air out. And then you can see in here we have 49 kilopascals. We wanted 50. So I'm just gonna put this in my hand for a second. Let a little bit more melt. That should be enough. And now we have 56 kilopascals. The only problem with taking your suit off is you don't have a light. Later on, I can put lights up here and we'll have lights. That's what we'll do next time. And so you can see, I'll just put my helmet on so you can see what I'm talking about. We have now created a base with oxygen so we can eat and drink. We have power. We have a furnace to make alloys without using electricity. We have our basic printers. We are much improved. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what those devices are. These are called container mounts, and they can help you make things nice and neat. So where the arrows point is where they're going to go. So if I put these along here, and then I grab a wrench, and I put this container here and wrench it down. Boom. Now it's nice, it's neat, it's out of the way. It makes life much easier. Remember I told you they go wonky? That was trying to kill me. You saw it. All right. Much better. Now we have some room. We're a little more organized. I can see what's what. Put this in the corner. Put that away for now. So next time we're going to set up our garden. We're going to set up some food. We're going to set up some lights. And then we're going to be able to make food. And that's what we got for now. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.